Filming this was a wild one, and I don't mean the makeup, I just mean the mishaps behind the scenes. But if you want to see how I achieve this look, stick around and let's get into it. As you can see, the eyes and the eyebrows are already done. The eyes I'm going to finish off once we get the rest of the makeup on, but let's get started with the base. So I'm going to start with a foundation that I've been loving. It's been getting so much talk for good reason. It is a great foundation. It's the NYX Make'em Wonder foundation soft matte finish. This is beautiful, and every time I wear this foundation I get so many compliments on my skin, not my makeup, but on my skin. And it's this foundation here. I'm gonna give it a good shake, and then they say to tap it in the bottom. I don't know why, that's kind of weird, but we're gonna do what it says. So I'm just gonna do 3 little taps, squeeze some out. The one thing with this foundation is you need to work fast. Like, you need to work fast. So I wouldn't dot it all over and then try to blend it in. No, I would work section at a time. I'm gonna use my BK 101 brush. All my brushes are dirty. I had to refilm this today. I tried filming it yesterday, but we had some issues. All right, so I'm gonna take my brush and just work it in the product. Like I said, it dries down very, very fast. And the shade I got is 12 Natural. And so I like to start dabbing in the center and then kind of just put it where I want it. And then I start like working it in again, one area at a time, and dabbing where I want the most coverage. Now, this is the second time I've had to refilm this video, and I noticed on camera for some reason, and I think it's my lights. I have an extra light. I do plan on getting some new lights for filming, but for now I'm working with what I have, and the lights definitely make it look brighter. I'll pop a photo of what this looks like in natural sunlight. And I like to just press the foundation in. I don't really rub my foundations in my skin. I like to press it in. It gives a more seamless finish, if you will. So for the other side, same thing. I'm gonna grab a little more product off my palette and start applying the same way. If you have dry skin, I have dry sensitive skin. I didn't say this in the beginning. I have dry sensitive skin. So for a foundation like this, that's a soft matte finish, skin prep is everything. Like, you're gonna want to make sure you really prep your skin accordingly for a foundation like this. I mean, for any makeup look, for any foundation, but especially a soft matte or matte type foundation, because then they can really emphasize like your dry areas. They can feel heavy, like feel like they're drying out your skin more. And it really comes down to the prep. So if you're interested in how I prepped my skin for this foundation, I'll leave everything that I used down below. This is a beautiful foundation. Like I said, every time I wear this foundation, I get compliments on my skin. And because of the longevity, this is a foundation I know I can trust for long days. Like, if I have a long day ahead of me, if I'm gonna be out and I don't wanna worry about my makeup or touching up so much, this is the type of foundation I'm gonna reach for. It really reminds me of the Urban Decay Face Bond, but it's been a while since I wore that foundation. And I love that foundation. I wore it through heat waves. I mean, it was just amazing. And again, it's a matte foundation, so skin prep is gonna be everything. But this kind of reminds me of that, except I think this has more, because it's a soft matte, it has more of, for me, in my skin type, kind of a dewier finish. As the day goes on and the longer I wear it, you'll start to see like it gets a bit dewy. But for me, that's perfect. My skin looks beautiful every single time. This isn't a foundation that I will go in and powder. This isn't a foundation that I feel I need to like set down. It sets pretty good, pretty nice. My hair is not getting stuck to it like a luminous foundation or something. I can't rave enough about this foundation. So yeah. Now, if you have oily skin, of course you're gonna want to go in with your powders and set this down. This has become a staple in my collection, and I'm just going over, like pressing it in. Love this foundation so much. So normally when I'm done with the base, I'll go in with a cream bronzer and all my cream products or liquid products, and then go in with powder. However, I did not pick up a new cream or liquid bronzer. So I'm gonna go in with my powder bronzer, and can you guess what it is? Can you? It's been getting so much talk. By the way, this is not first impression of anything. I've been using these products for well over a month now. I've had these products for quite a while in my collection, and just thought it'd be fun to say it, get ready, talk. So the bronzer we're using is the Covergirl True Blend. It's in the shade Toasted Butterscotch. I'm gonna go in with the BK 104. I love the BK brushes. When it comes to BK and Refer, they are like my ultimate brushes. I just love the way they perform. You can go heavy with this. I've gone heavy with this a couple of times and looked really bronzed. With a brush like this, it's big, it's fluffy, it's gonna give a nice diffused look and a soft finish, versus if you go in with a more dense brush or smaller brush, it's really gonna be more defined. We don't want too defined, we want a nice soft finish. With the brush, it does all the work for you. What I love about this bronzer too is that it's not a matte finish, especially paired with a foundation like this. Again, it just adds to the dew, if you will, that comes later on. Like you can see already, hopefully you can see, like my forehead, it's not so matte. And again, the skin prep is just, it's everything. So you really want to make sure you're prepping your skin accordingly. We're not gonna go too heavy with it because we're gonna get some blush on in a minute. Look how beautiful. I love this bronzer. I'm gonna go in now with the tip of the brush and just run this over my nose. I love adding bronzer or contour on the nose. Well, I don't really contour, so bronzer. And then just sweep the center. I just feel like it brings any look together. There's a cohesiveness. And if I ever feel like something's missing in my makeup look, I know that I didn't like do my nose. I don't know. It feels like something has, like, it needs to be done. The nose needs to get makeup too. Not too much. So you see, just a little something brings it all together. So now we're gonna get into cream blush. And the blush that I'm using is the Maybelline Cloudtopia. This is one of the products that I'm still trying to get my thoughts on. The shade I have is Moonlit Rose. It's very, very pretty, very bright. Not usually something I go for, but now that we're getting into spring and I want to switch up my blushes a bit, I thought something brighter might be nice. So again, this is Moonlit Rose. I've only used it a couple of times. It's very pretty. It has a very interesting texture. It's like very creamy and balmy, but it's not so balmy that it's gonna wear off like the minute you put it on. So this is what it looks like. The one thing I noticed too with this blush, after swatching it in the back of my hand and wiping it off, it can like stain. I feel like it does stain if you're not quick with the removal. So it will leave a nice stain on your cheek. I'm gonna use the N17 from BK Nikki Rose. This is from her first collection. I did use this yesterday for foundation. I'm gonna get my brush in there and I'm gonna evenly saturate the bristles. So this is what the brush looks like. It's evenly saturated. Now I'm not gonna go right in and put this on. This is a very pigmented blush, like I said. So I'm gonna work it in. You can work it in the back of your hand, the palm of your hand. I'm gonna work it on my little mixing palette here. Get it nice and evenly distributed. So this is what we're looking like now. It still looks like a lot, but we're gonna go in soft and gentle. This is why I wanted to use this brush. I feel like it's gonna give a nice softer finish than the more denser LCO2 from Refer. And I'm not gonna like swirl it. I usually never swirl my products in anyway, but because I know that we have, yeah, this is so much better than yesterday. Because I know that we have powder underneath with the powder bronzer, I am going to tap, tap, tap this blush in. Do you see how pigmented that is? Like, and I worked a lot of it off. I'm gonna just blend the edges. It's a very, very pigmented blush. I love this shade of blush. It's so pretty. It's not a shade I usually go for. If you feel like you go overboard or if it's a little too pigmented, just go over with your foundation brush. I like to go over the edges. And if you feel like you need to add more foundation, you can. Very little, very gentle. I'm just gonna tap over it for a nice soft finish. I think this is good. I think it's still gonna come off good on camera. I felt like it was a little heavy for in person, but then again, these lights are like really, really bright. I do want to, again, I am going to get new lighting, but for now, we're working with what we have. All right, so now that we have all that done and out the way, let's get into some concealer. So I bought this concealer twice. The first time the shade was way too light, like way too light. This time around, it's still a little light, but it's definitely more workable. It blends better, it looks better. It's not as light as the other one, so I'm gonna say it was a win second time around. It's the Maybelline Lifter Serum Concealer in the shade 35. So this is what the packaging looks like. The packaging of this is really pretty. This is a concealer I haven't been using that much, not because I don't like it. It's just because I see that I'm making a dent in my Tower 28 concealer and I really want to use it up. I'm really trying to use up my makeup that I have, but I am going to put this one to use more just to gather some more thoughts. I do have a quarterly favorites coming up. That's going to be either the next video or the next to last video, and I want to have my thoughts prepared for this concealer. It is a nice concealer. It is a thick consistency though. The consistency of this serum concealer is not as light as the Tower 28. This is a much thicker, heavier concealer. So that's what it looks like. You can see it is thick. Because of its thick consistency, it's gonna give a much nicer coverage. I would say this is about a medium coverage. Same with the foundation. I didn't say in the beginning. The foundation is more of a medium coverage. You can build it up, but that's not the kind of foundation that I will build up to a full coverage because then it can look weird. So I'm gonna go ahead. You don't wanna go, especially if you have dry under eyes, you don't wanna do too much. So I'm just gonna put it where I need. Put some here. Okay, again. And the outer corner of the eye for some lift. Now I'm gonna let this sit. I'm gonna let this sit for about a minute and then we're gonna come back and blend it in. Okay, so it's been about a minute. So I'm gonna go in with a brush I've been loving that I didn't think I was gonna love this much. It is the BK. Most of my brushes, actually all of them today, you might see are from BK and the Nikki LaRose collection. This is from her second set, the N19. It's now available in singles. I'm gonna have everything linked below, but I've been loving, especially this brush for concealer. It's so fast at blending it out. And it does such a great job. I love this brush so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and start blending this by, again, tapping and pressing where I really want the most coverage. Bring this down. I'm gonna just swipe that and blend, blend, blend. And blend, and blend, and blend. That's what it looks like blended out. It's so pretty. It is a very pretty concealer. Again, not one you want to go heavy with, especially if you have dry under eyes. You want to keep that in mind. Now I'm going to finish off this side and we'll be back with the rest of the makeup. Okay, so we're blended out. Like I said, this brush is so fast, so good. I love it. I love it so much. So we're going to let that settle in. We're not going to go in with powder just yet, just to give the concealer a bit more time to dry, to see where it's going to settle. Got fine lines under the eyes, of course. So I just want to see, before I go in with powder, how much settling happens, you know, hopefully. Before we go in with powder though, let's go in with some powder blush. It is a more neutral shade. So if you're someone that's looking for something a little more neutral, you don't want something too bright, you're gonna love this blush, and the formula is fantastic. If you saw the bronzer that I used, then you know what blush is coming up. It is the Covergirl Skin Enhancer, and the shade I got is Rose Latte. Beautiful formula. I love it so much. Because it's a more neutral shade, I have been reaching for this a lot lately, but I do want to try more shades. I want to get into some brighter blushes, especially with the weather warming up and yeah, things just getting brighter. We need some brightness, right? So I do want to get into some more bright blush shades. I am going to use this brush. I need more. I need more of these. It's nice and fluffy. So if you're someone that tends to go heavy or overboard with your blush, this brush is just, it's perfection. You can use it for powder, you can use it for liquid, you can use it for cream, you can use it for any type of formula. It gives a nice seamless and diffused finish. So I'm just gonna tap into my blush and go over this. It doesn't really match the vibe of the brightness of the Cloudtopia, but that's okay. We're just playing here and having fun. And I love that none of these, I don't find, especially the Cloudtopia, I know I got like mixed reviews, but I don't find that it lifts the product underneath or wears kind of funky. And I think all of that too has to do with application. So if you're someone who takes your brushes and you just, you know, you're aggressively rubbing or whatnot, that could definitely be the reason why you're having trouble with your foundation and stuff lifting after putting a product on top of it. But definitely tapping is the way to go. And, you know, just diffusing out the edges. I love to watch a lot of pro makeup artists do makeup and learn from them versus like an influencer. They just, I mean, obviously they're pros, they know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about, and I just love learning from their techniques and stuff. I highly recommend, if you're a makeup enthusiast or something, even if you've been doing your makeup for a long time, just watch the pros and learn from them. I guarantee there's something you can learn amazing. Okay, beautiful. Some might say this is a lot of blush. I think it's perfect. I have blush blindness, it's okay. I'm gonna take what's left on my blush brush and just sweep it through. Something I've been loving doing as well. All right, so now that the concealer has had time to set, let's see what we're looking like in terms of creases. Not too bad. Not too bad. You got to make that face when you're checking, right? So I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if the camera is going to be able to pick it up. I do need to get my camera fixed, but in order to do that, I need a new camera. So I do plan on getting a new camera to get this one fixed and still be able to put out content. But yeah, until then, hopefully the camera is able to pick this up. But okay, here, right here, and right here, it's not too bad. So I'm gonna grab my brush. You could use your fingers. To be honest, if you haven't noticed, I don't really like using my fingers or anything. I know they're great tools, but I like using brushes. So I'm gonna go in with my brush. I have a towel down in front of me. I'm gonna remove the excess product, and what I remove, I'm just gonna rub it on my towel on the brush just to get off any excess that's on the brush into the towel. Something I recommend doing as well. It just helps. You're not putting any more product, especially under your eyes. So like this, work it out. You want to be gentle under the eyes. It's thin, delicate skin, especially as you get older. Beautiful. So now that we got the excess concealer out from under the eyes, we're gonna go in with some powder using another favorite brush. If you've been on my channel and you've been watching some of my content, then you know that the N14 is my go-to for powder application. The powder we're gonna use, I'm not the biggest fan of. They are better at the drugstore. There's so much better out there. It's the new, or new-ish, products are coming out like crazy, but it's the new NYX Wonder Snatch powder, and the one I got is the pink. First of all, the packaging is like insanely small, which I guess if you're traveling can be good, but it's so small. I highly recommend the L'Oreal Infallible Blurfaction. Even if you have dry skin, you just need a little and it truly blurs the skin, and it looks gorgeous. I mean, it's a beautiful powder, and you get more product than what you get in this NYX Wonder Snatch. I'm gonna use it because I have it. Would I go out of my way to repurchase it again? No. It's okay, it's okay. If you don't have it and you're deciding between the two, I would recommend getting the L'Oreal one versus the NYX one. It's not that great. I think it's an okay powder. So I'm gonna take just a bit on my brush, about that much, and I'm gonna press it into the palm just to get it evenly distributed into the bristles of the brush. So now we're looking like this. So I'm going to start right here because where you start is where you have the most. And I'm going to gently press and push in under the eye. Gentle tapping motions. And I'm just going to bring it down right here. So this is the difference. This is with powder. Hopefully you can see the difference. This is with powder, without. Hopefully you were able to tell the difference. I'm just going to grab a little more for this side. Not much. Same thing. Getting it evenly distributed. And you see I didn't touch the center, and I'm not going to. I like the dewiness that's coming through from my natural oils. Again, if that bothers you and you want to add powder, you can. And if you have oily skin and you want to add powder, absolutely, of course, you're gonna need to. But for my dry skin, this is just, it's good, it's perfect. And that's it, that's all I'm adding. I'm not adding any more powder anywhere else. We're looking good. Like I said, it's a decent powder. It's okay. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst either. It's just the packaging and the price that really make it insane. Like, guys, shrinkflation is real. It's insane what they're giving us, and we're paying for it. Okay, we're almost done. If it feels like I'm rushing and trying to get through this fast, it's because I was burned yesterday and I don't want to get burned again today with filming. So let's do some eyeliner. I have 3 eyeliners. These are the 3 that I have. I have the new Maybelline Tattoo Studio gel liner. I have the NYX Epic Inky Sticks matte liner in the shade Ember Energy, and the Maybelline shade is Midnight Mocha. And then I have the Morphe dual-ended eyeliner, gel eyeliner, which I haven't seen many people talk about, or maybe they have been talking about it and I just haven't been paying attention. But it's dual-ended, and the one I have, again, the darker side is called Want, and the lighter, more like shimmery side is called Need. So I'm gonna do a swatch of each one. Honestly, the Maybelline is a bit disappointing shade wise. Again, I got Midnight Mocha, so for something that's called Midnight Mocha, I was honestly expecting it to have a little more depth, a little more darkness to it. This is the lightest. It's more like a taupe. Now I'm gonna swatch the NYX Epic Inky. This one is my favorite. If you need an eyeliner, if you're in need of a new eyeliner or something, and out of these 3 you're deciding, get the NYX Epic Inky liner. This stuff is amazing. Great for beginners. Great if you don't know how to do eyeliner. I'm not the best myself, but you know what? I try. It is just fantastic. Hands down, the one I reach for the most. My top favorite eyeliner. We're going to use most of these eyeliners today. This is Want that I'm swatching, and then Need. And I'm going to show you what they look like. So this is the Maybelline. I feel like it's the lightest out of the 3. This is Midnight Mocha. This is NYX Epic Inky Liner. Do you see how thin I did those lines? You can go as thin or as thick as you want with this one. This is the Morphe Want shade, and then the Morphe Need. Hopefully the shimmer is kind of coming through. So we're gonna use the NYX Epic Inky. I love this. Okay, it's easy. It's an amazing eyeliner. Love this one. And then we're gonna go in tight line and waterline with the Morphe. And it's clickable, so you do have to be careful that you don't click too much because there's no way of getting the product back in. So I'm gonna start on my good eye. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna You see how easy that was? Like, hopefully you saw. That was easy. To this side. Because of the consistency of it, of how creamy it is, it's not tugging on the eyelid. You don't want nothing tugging or anything on your eyes anyway, because again, it's a sensitive area. The skin is thin and delicate. This is not, it's creamy. It glides on so smooth. Just because it's creamy and glides on so smooth doesn't mean it's not gonna last. This will last. So now I'm gonna take the Morphe and the darker side, the Want. I'm going to just do an inner tight line with it. I'm gonna go ahead and sharpen that really quick. You want a nice sharp point when you do this. So I'm gonna remember to breathe and just go in. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. See, even just that, I feel like it brings it all together. This is very pretty, glides on smooth. So now on the waterline, I'm gonna go in with Knead and I'm going to just run this through. The crazy part is my eyes are already, like, have been watering this whole time. Which is kind of why I don't do my waterlines so much, because it's always watering. Hopefully you can see what a difference that made. My eyes are watering like crazy right now. All right, let's move on from eyeliner. Let's finish off the eyes. I'm gonna take, I used my Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. I love this palette. It's my absolute favorite palette. I'm so glad he's bringing this back. I'm not sure if it's for another limited time or if it's for good. I hope it's for good, honestly. So many people love this palette and it's such a great palette. So I'm gonna go in with this tiny brush. It's the N23 and this is what it looks like if you have something similar, if you're following along. And I'm gonna take this shade here, the top shimmer, the first top shimmer, and I'm going to just really pack the brush. I'm just gonna go in and work this in the inner corner. Lately, I've been enjoying adding shimmer in the inner corner, and I am bringing it down a little bit. We're back and we're recording. Battery died. This time I remembered to hit record. Okay, so as I left off saying, I went into this shade here. I'm just going to run this through the bottom lash line. There we go. I had to fix my mirror. And I'm going to do the same on this side. Clean that off on my towel. And then I'm going to take like the gray shade here and then go like on the inner part to bring the eye look together. And then I'm going to take just a mini smudger blending brush. Again, another one from BK. I'm just going to kind of blend. I feel like that brought the eye look together. It's kind of like an intense eye look. I like it. I'm digging it. I'm loving it. Let's get to mascara. I'm going to curl my lashes. I didn't pick up a new mascara. I'm trying to just use what I have and go through it because mascaras go bad so fast. I think they're good for about 3 to 6 months. The mascara I'm going to use to keep this really drugstore themed is the L'Oreal Big Deal Paradise Waterproof Mascara. I love this mascara. This and the Kosas, which I know I'm not using, but they are the ones that I've been reaching for on a daily basis. This is almost dry, pretty much almost done with by now, but I am going to use what I can because mine is drying out. Like if I want to layer it up, I do have to go in right away just because, again, mine is drying out. So, and I like to wiggle at the root and work my way up. I am going to go in with another coat for the sake of this. I like to hold at the end to ensure the curl is really there. Do you see like the length it gives? This gives a nice length to the lashes. And because it's waterproof, my eyes are watering like crazy. It's not gonna smudge. Technically it shouldn't. The only thing with waterproof mascara, and I understand, is it can be such a pain to get off. I love using the Pond's cream. Like it's the green cover, the green top one. That works amazing at removing waterproof mascara. I haven't found anything else that really does a good job at removing waterproof mascara. Let me know if you have, if there's something you use. We're gonna do a light layer on the bottom. We're almost done. Let's do some lip liner. I have two. One of them I think I've spoken about before, which is the Maybelline and On It. You can tell I love this. I'm basically done. I need to get a new one. But I've also been really loving and enjoying the lip lingerie. This is Barely There from NYX. And this is a lip liner stain. I do want to try the ones from Covergirl. Those are really, really pretty. We're back for the third time. First time, battery died. Second time, I had to delete everything off my SD card, which is a pain. It's been a wild one. Just trying to get this video done and have fun and play with makeup and yeah. But let's finish off this look before something else happens. Laundry has been started, so sorry if you hear that going on in the background. It's been a day. We were talking about lip liner. I was gonna go in with the NYX Lingerie Lip Liner right here in the shade Barely There. This is really pretty and it does last a really long time on the lips. I love it. I love the applicator of this. You can get so precise with lining your lips. I don't overline with this, and I don't really overline. I'm going to show you guys what I do. I'm going to take my Maybelline lifter liner in the shade On It. She needs to be sharpened. I use her a lot. Okay. And I'm not going to go in with the sharp edge, but I'm going to go hold it slanted almost. Now I don't have a sharp Cupid's bow. I wish I did. So I'm working with what I have. Again, sorry if you can hear my machine going. I'm going to, can't really talk and do this, but I'm starting at the center and I'm just tracing over the natural Cupid's bow. And then I fade it in, I bring it in. So it's not like overline the entire lip, which sometimes I feel like can look funny, can look weird, can look like a mustache. I get how it's supposed to look in pictures and stuff, beautiful, but I feel like in person it would just look weird. Okay, so it gives like a nice, just a little shadow effect. Like it makes my top lip look fuller every time I do this. I think so, in my personal opinion. And I'm not going over, so it's not looking like too crazy if you were to see it from the side, you know. So it doesn't look crazy if you look at it from the side. It looks like a full lip, in my unprofessional opinion. I don't really do much to the bottom afterwards. It's mainly the top where I want to add more fullness. So I have 3 lip products that I want to show you here. This is the NYX Smushy. I love this. I talked about it in a favorites video. The formula is beautiful. It's fantastic. If you have lined lips, I have very lined lips. If you have lined lips, this is just gorgeous. It smooths it out. Even though it's a matte formula, it's not drying out the lips. It's crazy, but it's so good. And then we have the Maybelline Satin Lipstick. I think this is like newer to their line. I got the shade Upstate, and honestly, I kind of got the shade Upstate because like it's my home. But I love this shade. This is what it looks like on the bottom of the packaging. But it's like a mauve, brown, pink kind of a look. I have very pigmented lips, so you're gonna see it can look kind of brownish. So that's what it looks like. And I'm going to use this one today, so you're going to see what it looks like. And then I also have the L'Oreal Hyaluron Plump Ambition Lip Oil. I love this. This is worth it, and it's beautiful. And it's such a universal shade. Like I use it My mom, who is much lighter skin than I do, uses it and loves it, and it looks beautiful on her as well. It's gorgeous. The only downside, the only con I would say to this is if you don't like the tingling feeling that lip plumpers can give, I find this to be pretty intense. Okay, so if you're sensitive to that, don't get this. Don't use it. This is what it looks like. It's a really nice pinky. It's beautiful. It makes your lips look full and gorgeous. It's a lip plumper, so it's gonna do that. But again, if you're sensitive to that, don't use this. They have a I think they have a normal lip oil. I would opt for that instead of this one because the plumping, the sensation, the feeling is intense. And I'm not really big on that, but I kind of gotten used to it the more I use it. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline lipstick. And it's really, really creamy, really smooth. I love it. I love it. Very beautiful. The formula is very soft, very buttery smooth. So pretty. Evens out the lips, you know. I'm not noticing like it settling into any fine lines. Like whenever I wear this, it doesn't like, you know, wear off weird the way some lipsticks can do. It's beautiful. Love it. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So I'm going to top it off with the L'Oreal Hyaluron Lip Plumper. Again, don't use this if you're sensitive to plumping. And just putting it on the center of the lip. I can feel the tingleness happening. Do you see like the shine that it gave? It's gorgeous, gorgeous. I love the look. I love the way everything turned out. Let's finish off with some setting spray. I didn't get anything new. I do want to try the new Maybelline one, but I mean, Maybelline, the new Milani one. However, I have the OG, the classic, the Milani Make It Last. I love this setting spray and it truly does make your makeup last. So I'm gonna give it a good shake and go to town. Anyone else like aggressively just spray their face? Once it's like about 80% dry after turning on the fan, like settled into the skin, I'm gonna take the brush that I used for powder. No other product is on it, just whatever is there, probably nothing. And I'm just tapping everything in, going around the edges. I just feel like this helps really melt everything together. I always do this when I finish my makeup. This is like the finishing touch that I like to do. Just really melting everything together. And you see how, like, it's been a while since I've been filming. By the time I edit this down, it'll probably be like 20 minutes, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, but it's been a while. You see how the foundation just looks like satiny almost, like nice and dewy. It's so pretty on the skin. That's why I say, like, if you have dry skin, don't be afraid to use it. It's beautiful. I didn't powder it. It looks healthy. My skin looks healthy. It looks good. And I think that's why people always compliment my skin when I wear this foundation. All right, so I'm gonna finish the hair, hop back on so we can go over the final products and just give my final thoughts. So this is the finished look, everyone. What do we think? Personally, I really like it. I love how everything turned out. All right, let's run through this. I'm not gonna go too into detail on the products just because I do have a favorite. I think I mentioned this in the beginning. Camera's been cutting on and off so much that I don't even know what I said anymore. But I do have a favorites coming up at the end of the month. That will either be the next video or the one after. Hands down, this foundation is amazing. I think it's well suited for all skin types. I have dry skin, I have sensitive skin. Listen, it doesn't stop me from using this. Prep your skin accordingly and I promise you, you will love this foundation. It is amazing. I am going to film a short comparing this to the Urban Decay. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison, see how they wear, see if they are similar. I feel like this one is a little more, I want to say luminous, very like dewy, radiant, you know, beautiful. Again, prep your skin, dry skin, you're gonna love this. It's great. The concealer, I do like it. I need to play with it a little more. I do really like it though. It gave nice coverage. It looks good. So yeah, we'll see. The powder, my thoughts on this powder, I think I made it clear. I think it's just okay. If you're not in need of a powder, even if you're someone who likes to collect makeup and play with makeup, this is one I would just avoid because it's not, it was just okay. It's okay. There's nothing really that stands out about this product. Again, I would opt for the Blurfection from L'Oreal. That one is a standout product. You're getting more in the product than you actually are getting in this one. So the Covergirl blushes and bronzers are amazing, beautiful. I love the finish. I love that it's not matte, so your skin isn't looking flat. It's just, they're great products. The Maybelline Cloudtopia, this is something like, this is a bright blush and it's very pretty. Bright is probably the wrong, yeah, no, it's pretty out there. It's very pretty. It blends well. It lasts good throughout the day. If you're having trouble with this, some people say they have trouble with it. Maybe it's your application technique. Try it with a brush. Don't push it around or swirl it or anything. Tap it in. Just blend out the edges, but tap it in as you're applying for a beautiful finish. It didn't lift any of my product up underneath. I've been really enjoying this for the few times that I've wore. I do want to get more wear out of it now that I think I'm feeling a little more comfortable with this color. And the eyeliners, again, if you just need one eyeliner, get the Epic Inky Liner. It's foolproof. You can even get a wing out of this. Even someone like me, I can achieve a wing with this. I didn't do it today, but when I do, it's with this. Because it makes it so easy, the shape and everything about it. These are good. The shade of the Maybelline Tattoo was disappointing to me, but it's still a good liner. However, if I had to pick between the three, again, the Epic Inky Liner, and then this is a close second, the Morphe, the dual-ended one, I like it. It's beautiful. It glides on, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when I had the first issue, I think, with my camera, I was rubbing it off the back of my hand. All three liners were on there. I had to really rub the back of my hand to get them out. So they are budge proof. And the lip products, I love all of these. The liners, you know, they're great. This will last a really long time, surprisingly. I was surprised by how long this lasted. And I think this is a great formula. The satin finish, it's so pretty. It's not gonna last like a crazy amount of time, but it's very pretty. It's very pretty and easy to apply, so you can just throw this in your bag, reapply. Like, it's beautiful. The shade is perfect. I think many skin tones can get away with this shade. It's beautiful. And even the lip plumper. But again, if you're sensitive to the ingredient that causes the plumping, stay away from this. Just stay away from it. But it is very pretty. The shade is beautiful. I think they do have this shade in the non-plumping formula. I'll have to double check, but I think they do. So that's everything. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you had fun watching. Let me know if you tried any of these products. What are your thoughts on any of these products? What's your skin type? How do you work any of these into your routine? I'd love to hear from you down below. If you enjoy beauty content, I make beauty and Christian lifestyle content here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, comment, all that good stuff. I hope you have an amazing and blessed day wherever you are. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. It truly means the world to me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.